In the late 1960s and early 1970s, fear gripped Northern California. A mysterious killer was on the loose, a man who not only murdered his victims but also taunted the public, police, and the media through cryptic letters and strange symbols. He called himself the Zodiac. The Zodiac Killer quickly became one of the most infamous serial killers in American history. Unlike most murderers who try to hide their crimes, Zodiac wanted the world to know what he was doing, and more importantly, who was behind the mask of terror. He sent letters filled with threats, strange ciphers, and bizarre symbols that left investigators and amateur codebreakers puzzled for decades. His arrogance, intelligence, and desire for fame made him both terrifying and fascinating. Who was the Zodiac Killer? What made his crimes so disturbing? And why has his mystery captivated people for over half a century? In this episode of Criminal Chronicles, we'll dive deep into the Zodiac Killer's reign of terror, exploring his crimes, cryptic messages, chilling letters, and the endless hunt for his true identity. It all began on a cold winter night, December 20th, 1968. High school sweethearts, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, decided to take a drive to a quiet, remote area near Vallejo, California. They parked along Lake Herman Road, a known lover's lane spot, hoping for a peaceful evening. But what happened next would shatter that peace forever. At some point that night, a car pulled up beside them. The driver got out, approached their vehicle, and within seconds opened fire. Both teenagers were shot at point-blank range. David died instantly. Betty Lou tried to run but was shot 5 times in the back. The killer vanished into the night without leaving a trace. Just 7 months later, on July 4th, 1969, he struck again. This time, the victims were Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, who were parked at another lover's lane, Blue Rock Springs. Without warning, a man approached their car, shining a flashlight in their eyes before firing multiple rounds. Darlene was killed instantly. Michael survived, though severely wounded. He later described the attacker as a heavy-set man, around 5'8", wearing glasses, but in the dark chaos of that night, little more could be remembered. Then came the moment that turned a killer into a legend. A few days after the Blue Rock Springs attack, local newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, by J. Hood, and San Francisco Examiner, each received letters. A writer claimed responsibility for both shootings, and included specific details about the crimes that only the killer could have known. He signed his letters with a strange symbol, a circle with a cross through it, resembling a gun's sight, and demanded that his letters be printed on the front pages, or he'd kill again. In one chilling line, he wrote, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." The police and public were horrified. This wasn't just a murderer, this was someone playing a deadly game for attention. The Zodiac's letters were unlike anything police had seen. In one of his earliest communications, he included a 408-symbol cipher, a coded message he challenged readers to solve. He claimed the cipher would reveal his identity. Newspapers printed the letters, and the public went wild. Amateur cryptographers and even schoolteachers began attempting to decode it. Finally, a California couple, Donald and Betty Harden, cracked the cipher. The hidden message read, "I like killing because it is so much fun. Man is the most dangerous animal of all." It didn't reveal his name, just his chilling philosophy. Murder was entertainment. But Zodiac wasn't finished. Later that same year, in November 1969, he sent a far more complex message, a cipher that would baffle experts for decades. This was known as the Z340 cipher. For over 50 years, professional codebreakers, the FBI, and thousands of enthusiasts tried to solve it, all without success. It wasn't until December 2020 that an international team of codebreakers finally cracked the message. The decrypted text read, in part, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber, because it will send me to paradise all the sooner." Even after half a century, the cipher revealed nothing about his name, only his arrogance and craving for attention. It proved that Zodiac wasn't just killing people, he was manipulating an entire country. Over the next few years, Zodiac sent more than a dozen letters, postcards, and even greeting cards to newspapers and the police. In one letter, he claimed to have killed 37 people, though only 5 murders have ever been confirmed. He continued to mock the authorities, sometimes sending pieces of victims' clothing to prove his authenticity. His communication style was both sarcastic and sinister, filled with puns, jokes, and disturbing imagery. On September 27, 1969, the Zodiac's crimes took a new and terrifying turn. College students, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Ann Shepard, were relaxing at Lake Berryessa when a man approached them wearing a black hood, dark glasses, and a bib-like chest piece with the Zodiac's cross-circle symbol on it. He claimed to be an escaped convict, tied them up with clothesline rope, and then stabbed them repeatedly. Before leaving, he drew his symbol on Hartnell's car door, along with the dates of his previous attacks. Cecilia died 2 days later. Brian survived and gave police a detailed description, but it wasn't enough. Just hours later, the killer called the police himself, calmly reporting his own crime. His voice was calm, almost casual, as if what he had done meant nothing. The Zodiac's final confirmed murder occurred on October 11, 1969. Cab driver Paul Stine was shot in the head in San Francisco's Presidio Heights. Witnesses saw the killer wipe down the cab and walk away, almost blending in with the neighborhood. Police arrived within minutes, but the man had vanished. Shockingly, the San Francisco Chronicles soon received a letter containing a piece of Stine's bloody shirt, confirming that Zodiac was again mocking them. Over the years, hundreds of suspects were investigated, but none more seriously than Arthur Lee Allen. Allen was a troubled man, a convicted child molester with a fascination for cryptography and weapons. He lived near the Zodiac's crime scenes and had even told friends about wanting to hunt people. Police found disturbing items in his home, including knives, guns, and tapes about murder. But, despite all the circumstantial evidence, nothing directly tied him to the Zodiac crimes. Fingerprints, handwriting, and DNA samples failed to match. Allen died in 1992, and many still believe he was the Zodiac, though no proof has ever confirmed it. Another theory suggests Zodiac may not have been just one man. Some experts believe his letters' changing tone and writing style suggest multiple authors, perhaps a group working together, or someone passing on the killer's persona. Could the Zodiac have inspired copycats, or was it one master manipulator changing his methods to confuse investigators? In fairness, law enforcement at the time was overwhelmed. Communication between counties was poor, and forensic technology was limited. Each police department handled its own evidence, often failing to coordinate. Vital clues were lost, and leads went cold. By the time federal agencies joined the case, the Zodiac had already disappeared, leaving behind only fear and speculation. More than 50 years later, the Zodiac Killer's identity remains one of America's greatest mysteries. There are many reasons why. First, he was meticulous, wearing gloves, avoiding witnesses, and even altering his handwriting. Second, his crimes spanned multiple jurisdictions, making it difficult to connect cases in real time. And third, the Zodiac's need for attention made investigators question which of his claims were real and which were lies. He controlled the narrative, and that made him almost impossible to catch. Some believe the Zodiac died long ago. Others think he may have simply stopped killing and blended back into normal life. A few conspiracy theorists even suggest he continued under a different identity, or that DNA tests might someday expose him. In recent years, advancements in forensic genealogy, the same technology that caught the Golden State Killer, have reignited hope. But so far, the results remain inconclusive. The mystery persists, haunting investigators, historians, and true crime enthusiasts to this day. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror may have lasted only a few years, but its shadow stretches across half a century. He wasn't just a murderer, he was a manipulator, a showman, and a symbol of how fear can spread through words as much as through violence. Despite countless investigations, documentaries, and theories, his identity remains a puzzle locked behind symbols and blood-stained letters. The Zodiac Killer wanted fame, and in a dark way, he got it. What do you think happened to him? Was he caught and no one realized? Did he die without confession? Or is the truth still hidden somewhere in those unsolved ciphers? Tell us your theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more chilling stories on Criminal Chronicles.